friends, how's it going? You can see my face today because I'm doing the stripped down challenge, I think it's what it's called. It's an unfortunate name, but it's basically meant to make people just talk to the camera for 10 minutes, so that's what I'm going to try to do here. I was tagged by Hope It's a Hollow, go check him out and subscribe to him on YouTube and follow him on Twitter and stuff. The links will of course be in the description and such. So I am outside as per usual in these videos where I do my face because it's just a nice backdrop. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get my room set up to look nice where I film usually, so, you know, I am also in public, so I guess this might get a little awkward if somebody tries to walk the nature trail as well, but here I am. So the main purpose of this challenge is, at first anyway, was to get people to talk about social media and how it affects their lives and stuff, and I think this is a really interesting topic, so I think I might talk about that. A bunch of people who I've seen do this talk about like their YouTube careers and stuff like that, but I feel like I'm going to talk about the social media aspect instead. So my relationship with social media is a little bit different than a lot of, I guess, white girls, because I don't really take pictures of myself. The whole selfie thing is a little weird to me. But I mean, sometimes I do if I'm with friends and whatever, but usually I don't because I don't like looking at myself very much, which I don't know if that's an insecurity thing, more of just I want to see pictures of like lizards because that's, you know, what I do, and so I don't know, it's a weird thing. And a lot of the time people ask me, you know, personal questions because a lot of people share that stuff on social media, but I just don't. I feel like you almost shouldn't. I mean, I don't know, I don't have anything against people who do share that type of stuff, but it just feels kind of weird to me because it's like putting your real life out there on the internet is a little risky, and I'm still part of that generation where the internet was scary. Like, you didn't want to put your information out there because you thought people are gonna like come to your house and kill you and your family, and you know, it's just stuff like that. So I guess it's ingrained, I suppose. So that's why, like, if you ask me how old I am in the comments, I will not answer you. Not because I'm 13, but because I just don't want to tell you. But, you know, I mean, it's obvious that I live in a tropical-ish place, so I'm not going to be, like, hesitant to tell you that I live in Florida because that's where the tournaments I go to are too, and I want to meet you guys and stuff, so I'll tell you that. But other stuff, I don't know. I guess I just don't think it's necessary to put on the internet like that. But on the other hand, I really love social media because people get to share little stories, like not exactly everything about their lives, but like little stories about things that happen to them. Those sort of things that you probably wouldn't remember usually are now like encapsulated on the internet, and nothing gets deleted, which is scary but also kind of cool in a way because you can look back years from now and look at things that you posted about that you were sad about before, and now you're like, oh, that was kind of stupid, like why was I really sad about that? So I think that's kind of interesting. I do that sometimes with like some older accounts that I have with completely embarrassing usernames that I won't tell you about. But yeah, you know, I just look at stuff sometimes and I remember like what it was like how sometimes I'll watch some of my older videos. I know my channel's just a year old, but I actually made some sort of vlog style videos before I started doing Pokemon videos like you guys see now, because it was just interesting to me. I watched Zay Frank in 2006, 2007 talking about mostly about politics and stuff that was going on in his life, and it was just really interesting. He was basically the grandfather of the vlogging style that you know today. So sometimes if I show my face on camera, sometimes it'll be like really close, like at the beginning, like this. And that's one of the styles that he did. It was just a lot about, you know, kind of making people feel uncomfortable because also his irises were like different sizes, which was kind of interesting to look at. So I don't know, just a great guy, and I'm sure you guys know him as the True Facts guy. That started annoying me a little bit when he started doing that because a lot of people knew about him just as that and not as the great, awesome, creative person that he really is. So I don't know, if you guys have time, go check out the show with Zay Frank. I'll put a link in the description if I can find it, because they're actually off of his website now, but I think he posted some of them on YouTube, so hopefully we can see those. I don't know. It'd be nice to walk down memory lane that way too, because again, it's all about like reliving that time, you know? I'm all about nostalgia myself. Obviously, I guess, because I talk all about like all these old things that I used to do and all the Pokemon that I loved when I was younger and when the games first came out and stuff. So it's just important to me, I guess, to remember things and be able to share it with people. And I think that's why I like vlogging in general, because you get to share with people little things about your life, like I said, that like maybe you would forget otherwise, you know? So I think that's pretty neat. And that's why I like this challenge too, because it gets people to talk about things that they usually wouldn't. So I'm having trouble holding my phone because I have a case on it that has this little flippy thing on, and I probably should have taken it off before I started recording, but it happened already, so you know what? It's gonna happen for 10 minutes, so hopefully I don't drop my phone and stuff. Also, I cut my pinky finger, on a pie tin earlier, so that's fun. I was eating my mousse mix that I made the other night because, you know, it's holiday time, that's what you do. And yeah, the tin is sharp, apparently. That's what happens. So, Band-Aid, all of that good stuff. Didn't get any blood anywhere, so that's good. Everything is still edible, and that's the most important thing, is that things are still edible. What else can I talk about? I need a haircut, as you can tell. My bangs are like kind of long, and that's annoying. I have my watch on. I usually don't have my watch on in videos because I just feel like that would distract, like everybody would be thinking about my watch. But I do have it on during tournament videos because I do use it to check the time for my matches and stuff, since you're not supposed to have technology out. But I do still use my watch because that doesn't count. Thank goodness, because I feel kind of naked without it, but you know how that goes. What else can I talk about? We're at about 6 minutes here. This is supposed to be no cuts, by the way. I don't remember if I told you that. So it's 10 minutes of uncut, unfiltered goodness, except I'm trying to filter myself somewhat because I don't want to swear. I swear more in real life than I do on camera, obviously. And we got some duck and bird action there. I don't know what type that was. It was probably, I don't know. I don't know my birds very well. But it was something loud. There's some squirrels out here. You haven't heard any squirrels yet, but that could happen. Let's see, what else could I talk about? Everybody usually talks about like YouTube stuff, like I mentioned before, and I guess since I don't have much else to say, I could talk about YouTube stuff. So the first time you saw my face was when I reached 1,000 subscribers, and now I have almost 1,000 more since then. So that's just amazing for me to think about. It's I don't know, you can't wrap your mind around that many people, really. I mean, I guess I could, because the schools I went to had over 1,000 people and stuff, but it's hard to think that many people could have at one point decided to click the subscribe button for little old me. So that's kind of cool. I like how that is. Like, we're building a sort of community and stuff. That's pretty awesome. Especially because it's based around something that I love so much. Like, you know, Pokemon seems like a sort of childish thing to like, and a lot of people grow out of it when they're, you know, past 10, I suppose. But, you know, I've stuck with it this whole time because, not just for nostalgia reasons, but because it's just so genuinely good. Like, not good in the gameplay sense. I mean, it is, but additionally, just in the values and like what the characters in the anime and the characters in the video game make you think about. Like, you think about ethics, you think about, you know, your impact on life, and like you think about friendship and all that stuff. And I think that's important. And I don't know why people would poop on that, you know? A lot of people yuck my yum, as they Frank would say. Like, they're like, oh, why do you like Pokemon still? That's the thing that you liked when you were a kid. And I'm like, yeah, but also it has a lot of value when you're older too. A lot of stuff that you didn't really understand from like the show and stuff. Like, I know a bunch of my friends started re-watching the old anime series because it was recently added to Netflix, and they were like, I had no idea that they put these sort of jokes in here. And I was like, yeah, you know, like it's really kind of cool to be able to go back to a thing that you're so nostalgic about and then get something new from it. And that's another thing that's cool about, you know, recording all of these interesting things that happen to you in the moment, because you can go back and be like, wow, I didn't notice this one thing that happened in the background, or like this one thing that I felt before that I'm feeling more now than I did before. Like, I know this is another tangent, but I think about high school a lot right now because I've been talking to, well, I always talk to my friends from high school still, but I've been thinking about it a lot because it was really hard work, and right now I'm going through a lot of stuff that makes me do more hard work as well in a different way. And at the time it felt like awful, but thinking back on it, I have so many good memories from what I did with my friends when we weren't doing homework, or when we were. Like, my best friend and I, who I talk about a lot, and I don't name him because I don't know if he wants to be named on the internet and stuff, but we would play Metroid Prime together and then take a break and do some homework, like, so it would be Metroid Prime and then calculus, you know, like, it was just nice. And a lot of those things can't happen anymore because everybody's just so busy, and, you know, everybody has their own paths in life and people are moving and all that stuff, so it's different, and it has been for a while, but it's just, I've been reflecting on it a lot because of some other things that I've been talking about with these friends and whatever, so I don't know. I guess that's a weird tangent, especially because I don't really want to give all that information to make it make more sense, but maybe some of you guys can understand what I mean. It's just like when you look back on a certain time in your life because of some things that are happening in the present, it's that whole nostalgic thing, and also trying to figure out how you got through those hard times before to try to get through these new hard times that are happening right now. So I don't know, weird tangent. We're past 10 minutes now, so I think I'll let you guys go. Thanks for joining me for this whole video if you did. Write down in the comments, I don't know, banana pudding if you watch this whole thing and see this. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.